Day 2 of my LA trip wasn't vlogged. Chin and I did take a trip over to the Commerce, honestly only because I had never been there, and we played a pretty short session, left up tiny, then came back and played at Hustler. I did jump on the Hustler Casino livestream for an interview with Veronica though.
I'm here with Jamin Burton, GPI's Vlogger of the Year. You beat out Daniel Negreanu.
Beat out everybody.
Everybody.
All of them scrubs.
So you've been watching this game for the past 3 days.
Yeah.
What do you think of the action so far?
I think the action, especially today, is just off-the-chain ridiculousness. They're going bonkers out there.
We've had more million-dollar pots today than we've had any other day. Is there anything you think that attributes to this?
Well, it's not day one, so people are now seeing like the finish line. Tomorrow's the last day. You know, you got to get while the getting's good. They're playing short, which is definitely going to promote more action with the ranges being wider and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like the people are like settling in and ready to go.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about being short at the table, but the players actually asked for a six-handed game. Is that a typical thing for high-stakes pros?
Short-handed poker is just like the best. Like, there's more action in short-handed games.
Opens up your ranges.
You can play all sorts of hands in short-handed games. Like if you picture it, like obviously the short-handedest of the games is heads up, where you can play almost any two cards. You just expand it a little bit in six-handed. When you get to like 8, 9, I grew up playing 10-handed poker in St. Louis. It was horrible. Like, so six-handed is just, it's perfect.
Any player that stands out to you that you're really enjoying watching?
Me. That's why I have a vlog available on YouTube. It is Friday. The week is coming to a close, and it is also the last day of the $1 Million Cash Game here at Hustler Casino. I am here early today. We're going to put in a long session. In fact, the game is getting ready to start right now. Jumping in 5-5-10. Maybe a 10-20 will pop off. I don't know. Your boy is here for it all. Wish me luck.
So let's go ahead and jump right into day 3. I knew this was going to be a long session because it was my last day in town, and I was in the mood to fire. So pull up, bitches. Let's go.
You like to check raise early? Is bluffing best done before noon? Is that what's happening?
We start this 5-5-10 game extremely short, four-handed. I don't care. The shorter the better. In this first hand, I look down at pocket tens, and the under the gun player, which also happens to be the button, opens to $30. Let's go on ahead and set the tone right now. I 3-bet to 130, and that ends that. Not really. 40. I gotta work with these $5 chips. 10 or 20 minutes in, and we're still playing four-handed, and I've been pretty actively taking down pots pre-flop. Here the button limps, and I choose to just limp behind from the first blind holding Queen 10 of hearts. The third blind raises to $45, and after the button folds and I call, we are heads up. 5 deuce 4 rainbow. The makeup on this board is such that I now have a pretty huge advantage holding all the potential sets and even a straight, whereas the third blind probably isn't raising those candidates pre-flop. So I just donk out into him for $20. A little confused by my lead, but he still finds the call. Things get even better on the turn 6 of hearts, a card much better for me than him, and I lead again, $60. Even if he had pocket aces, he'd be in a tough spot on this board, facing a donk and turn aggression. I don't know what he had, because he just folds it. About 30 minutes later, and the table is almost at full power. We're 7-handed, and I choose to open Jack 10 offsuit from the cutoff. Both the second and third blinds call. three of us see a flop of Jack of Spades, Deuce of Spades, Queen of Diamonds. They check the action over to me, and I have a pair, that's good, and a spade, that's good. That's two goods. I'm betting $30. They both fold, and I drag another one. So I'm winning the ones I should win, and maybe winning a few that I shouldn't win. So far, everything is going to Oh no. If I could have gone the entire session without seeing this piece of shit, I wouldn't have minded at all. Under the gun, I feel legally obligated to open. I make it $25 in the first blind calls. Queen 8-6 Rainbow. He checks, and holding two overs but no pair, I find the check too. The turn 6 of diamonds pairs the 6 and adds a backdoor diamond draw possibility. He now leads for $25. I still have a decent hand, at least in theory, and there are a ton of draws and nothings that he has here that he could easily just start betting. So I called at $25. The river 3 of spades is a brick. Everything missed, so if he bets again, I'm most likely going to chalk this up to ace-king offsuit just being ace-king offsuit and fold. But he checks, which allows me to snap check back. He says ace high, and somehow I win this hand.
I'm spending money like I just got paid. $100 bills, tell them keep the change. Come on. Pop a bottle, about to make it rain. Let me give you something now to celebrate. Come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good. I see the world through my thrift store shades, rose-colored lenses and a fake gold frame. Come on. Playing old rock songs on an air guitar, posing for your picture like a superstar. Yeah, come on. And if you're wondering why I move the way I do, I just feel so good, good, good. Oh, 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 I just feel so good.
First really interesting hand I get into is this next one. And by interesting, I mean, well, you'll see. I opened the cutoff to $25 with ace-8 offsuit, which is already kinda, it's borderline. My buddy John in the third blind says, defense, and calls.
Defense. I've gone with the same before.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Not versus me, you haven't.
Not versus maybe. It's been a long time. Check.
We catch the 5-king-9 flop, and he checks. I fire a standard c-bet of $15, and he check raises me to $65.
Let's go 65 for fun.
It's at this point, I should just fold my hand. An easy fold, actually. But had I done that, this hand probably wouldn't be on this vlog. I call his check raise, and honestly, I know 100% that I'm going to do whatever I need to do to win this hand. We're headed to the streets. The turn deuce of diamonds doesn't change much. There are 2 diamonds now. That's about it.
Bet.
He continues for $125, and I tank here a bit, deciding between trying to take this pot away now or on the river. If I can get him to bet the river and then take it away, that's more money for me, because I know I'm getting ready to punt anyway. I call the 125. The river reveals the 6 of hearts, which does bring in a flop gut shot straight draw, which I guess technically I could be holding. He continues for $250 and I go deep into the tank here.
250.
His line of check raise flop, bet turn, and bet river is strong. He's not bluffing, but he knows that I know that, so any raise I find here will appear even stronger. I don't have to raise humongous here to get him to fold a single pair. And if he's flopped a set, he's never folding, so $600. He instantly falls into woe.
Well, I always run into it, man. It's unbelievable. Water. Fold. Yeah. I get bluffed here. Oh. What the hell, man? What do you think I have? Fine.
Sometimes I lean into the white people are scared of black people thing.
Battered dogs. You would have showed me?
I wouldn't show you.
Yeah, don't show me the bluffs.
Yeah, that's
It would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it makes me sad when I see it.
25.
Especially when they double flip check raises and freaking raise you on the river. The strongest line in the history of poker. Everybody has, and then you had the courage to raise them. So sick. I'm tilted. Strongest line in poker history. It is like the min raise too. It's like I'm not paying that off. I'm not paying that shit off. Get out of my face, David. Fucking nuts. I know it's the nuts.
I had it. You know?
Is that line solved for why I approved?
That I made up that line on the fly. You can tell him, John. Tell him what happened.
I check raised him on the flop. He raises, I call big blind. Flop king 9-5, I check raise, he calls. Turn, deuce. I bet normal, he calls. River 6, I bet normal. He raises small. I fold.
You have ace.
Yeah.
Is that what you have? Really? Really? You really had ace 8? off. Straight off.
Is this a Berkey thing? Like, float the check raise, float the turn, bet with ace high, and then turn into a bluff on the river with ace.
Oh, Lord. Under the gun opens to 30 and I guess I got a raise. I make it $100 and he calls. Why do they just never fold and let me win? Deuce 4-10 rainbow. Oh, that's why they just don't fold. Because they know I'm going to miss everything anyway. He checks and I continue for $80 and now he folds. That's good, but I wish you'd have just saved me the extra stress by folding pre-flop, especially when I have this garbage. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of hands this session, and I don't see why Queen Jack of Hearts from the first blind shouldn't be in that bunch. Under the gun limps and the cutoff makes it $30. The limp is meaningless, and that small raise doesn't instill fear either. I come along, and so does Christian in the third blind, as well as the limper. 4 ways. Deuce Queen 9 with 2 clubs. I check, chin checks, and the under the gun limper does as well. The cutoff continues for $60. There's zero chance I'm letting this go just yet. I become the only caller, and we head to the turn heads up. The turn 3 of hearts gets checked through, which means I probably have the best hand, and so I lead for $125 when the river deuce of spades falls off. He doesn't look me up.
I need your attention, I got a new mention. You keep on pretending you need a redemption, and I feel like I'm chasing my tail, but I'm done. I had a prediction, but you wouldn't listen. You're one of the cool kids, I'm keeping my cool kid, and I feel like I'm twisting my tongue, but no more. And I've been keeping busy. I know you're gonna miss me. 'Cause I'm a brave free. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Yeah, I'm a brave free. It won't be long.
Okay, we're going to call this the mid-session update, although I don't know if it really is. It's about 4:30. I've been in the game about 4.5 hours. I picked up no real big hands. I did pull off a massive bluff on my buddy John sitting to my right with ace-8 offsuit when I just decided to lose my mind and just take it to the streets. But other than that, the game is still good. I'm still kind of card dead-ish. I'm connecting with some flops, but just getting folds, and sometimes that's how it is. But we have a long night. We have a long night ahead of us. So, back we go.